Two FBI agents are in hiding right now, not criminals, not fugitives, but federal officers who serve their country, and they're too afraid to reveal their names in court. Let that sink in. This is one of the most shocking stories coming out of Washington today, and it raises a question that could redefine how law enforcement works in America. It all started with an investigation called Arctic Frost back in 2022, a case tied to the 2020 election. These two agents, now known only as John Doe 1 and John Doe 2, weren't even leading the case. One handled paperwork and subpoenas, the other recorded interviews and managed logs, just doing their jobs. Fast forward to 2025, a new administration comes in, Cash Patel takes charge of the FBI, and suddenly everything changes. Agents connected to that investigation start getting fired. No hearings, no appeals, just gone. One of them was fired on Halloween night while his kids were waiting to go trick-or-treating. The other was dismissed in the middle of briefing officials on an unrelated fraud case. One so important prosecutors tried to stop his firing, but failed. And then came something even more disturbing: death threats. After political leaders publicly labeled investigators as corrupt and enemies, their identities began leaking online. People started calling for their imprisonment, even their execution. That's why they've now filed a federal lawsuit under fake names claiming their First Amendment rights were violated, that they were punished not for wrongdoing but for the perception that they were politically disloyal. They also argue their Fifth Amendment rights were ignored. No due process, no investigation, no chance to defend themselves. Meanwhile, Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice are being accused of overseeing a wider purge, removing officials linked to politically sensitive cases. The bigger question now is this: can federal agents be fired just for working on certain investigations? Because if the courts say yes, it changes everything. It means loyalty could matter more than law. But if the agents win, it sets a powerful precedent that the Constitution still protects those who enforce it. And right now, that decision is hanging in the balance. Two agents, hiding for their lives, are about to test the limits of the system they once served. So ask yourself, should law enforcement follow politics or the law? If you believe accountability matters, like this video. Comment your opinion below. Were these agents treated fairly? And subscribe for more breakdowns of the stories that don't just make headlines, they change the system.